is horrendous. I hate it. I hate it so much. Welcome back to a wonderful review of Wonderful Precure, and happy fall as we move into the new season. Today, we start off with a little bit of a tsundere Yuki. She's like, I want my me time. But that is a lie. For what cat can resist fun toy time? And obviously that's how you get her. That's how you get dub-evens. And then we have this like scene that transitions to kind of the mood of the episode where Mayu leaves to go see her dad who's finally in town. And you just have this like very like, oh, moment with poor little Yuki. And we get to see her father, Takayuki Nekoyashi, who is about to host a gallery for the photos that he's taken in Africa. While the crew head over there, we have a little bit where Nico is like, oh my god, I'm very photogenic. Take my photo. And the team is like, aren't you supposed to be like secret? And she's like, too bad. We have a little tiny diva moment with that. While Yuki in the meantime is like, I don't want to go. Which is kind of, I feel like the gist of this episode wasn't fully put out there because I can't tell if this is supposed to be her being kind of jealous that the father is in town and she can't hang out with Mayu. But she spends the rest of the episode kind of thinking about how Mayu has changed since she's met everybody and she's made new friends. I mean, is this supposed to be kind of like an independence episode for Yuki? I feel like I don't quite get a grip on which thing they're trying to communicate in this episode. We also get to see the dad's art, which is very avant-garde. I'm also like curious how he took this photo. Does he have like a drone or something? How are we getting this angle? This was cute though. I like this. Oh, it was really pretty. And we have Yuki, who ultimately does come to check on Mayu and see if she's doing okay, and she's doing fine. She seems very content with the group. She seems to be fine that, like, Iroha and Kamuki are close with Mayu, and that gives her kind of peace of mind, even if she herself doesn't really feel like getting in there. I don't know what her deal is with Takayuki, because she very easily revealed herself to Mayu's mom, so it's interesting that she's having this hesitancy with him. I also, like, this is the last we see of this dude for the rest of the episode. Like, he just vanishes. I am very shocked that he didn't, like, I mean, maybe it's just because we came off a dad episode last episode, but I kind of thought she would reveal herself to him, and then, like, they would, like, have this moment where they get to know each other, because she's lived under his roof forever, albeit he has not been here much, because he's been traveling, but I assume that she knows who this dude is and has spent some stretch of time with him. But yeah, he just leaves. We just don't see him for the rest of the episode. It was very weird. I also don't know if he went back to Africa or if he's just going to be in town for a couple of episodes. I don't know what we're doing there, to be honest. And we have this little montage of Yuki going through the town, which we had very similarly with Komugi before Komugi went to school, where she ran around and like basically explored the town in the way that a dog would. I like this because we do see Yuki with her little bit more competent self being able to do normal human stuff, but not super love it. Like, this was so funny. She's like, this horror movie is very whatever. I was kind of curious if she gets spooked, but she's like, it was very whatever. Very subpar horror movie. Like, girl, I get you. I'm picky about horror movies too. All of this leading to the introduction of the cat gang. I don't know what Precure's obsession is with cat gangs, but it is not the only season that has a gang of cats. I also think it's funny because Japan in itself has like a stronger adversity to gang culture than like other countries do. They have like the whole stigma of Yakuza and like any sort of like gang activities, tattoos. Like they're very, very sensitive to that kind of stuff. But they also love to write in a cat gang that has a very, like, gang mentality. And then even some of the stuff in the translation, the cats themselves, when we hear what they're supposed to be saying, kind of have, like, gang slang in the way they talk, which I'm like, okay. Ultimately, Yuki's like, I'm not getting mixed up in that. But she does save this kitten, which I thought was really cute because it's a really good parallel to how she saved Mayu before from a bird. Her very protective instincts came in. I thought that was a nice little nod to that. And she ultimately returns this little kitten to her mother, who is a member of the cat gang. And she ends up joining this, like, cat gang council where they're like, yeah, we get to know everybody and we hear about their territories and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, is this like an HOA meeting? What are we doing here? What's going on? And then Zakuro rolls up out of nowhere and she's like, hey, fellow cats. And all of them are like, screw you, which, I mean, could be factored in that she's Miss Canine DNA kind of person and cats aren't about that, but also they just can tell she's evil. And it's funny because like the cats immediately start bullying her and she's supposed to be like team animal, which is so funny. And then Yuki's like, you suck. And she's like, oh, you must have gotten all these cats to hate me. And I was like, Miss Ma'am, you did that all on your own. That is a you problem. And thus she does transform our cat gang leader into the Galgoon of the week. I believe someone commented this and I had to go back and check to see if it was ever stated. I don't think it was, but it does appear that Zakuro transforms regular animals. And if we have Torame, he will have an egg and won't transform an animal from the episode, which is good to know. I feel like they should state that somewhere, but that seems to be how the two of them operate. Nonetheless, as battle goes on and we have the cat gang all sitting here being very concerned as Satoru seems to be babysitting on the sidelines. In order to deal with our cat, the moment of decision comes and we decide to have this horrendous fight here. I think the Precure team likes the fox Kirin animal power up a little too much. I don't like it. This is horrendous. I hate it. I hate it so much. And Yami's like, this is great. You're doing so good, Mayu. And I'm like, stop. Please. Please stop. This is all. I hate it. I hate it so much. And even the fellow cats are like, yes, yes, woo, we want to play with it, woo. Like, Mayu's just a little too good, trying to entice cats with the cat toy. Oh my god, what an episode. What a little bit we have in this episode. And by the end of it, Yuki has found her own little community, which I think is great for her. I'm glad that, like, she's able to connect with people who aren't part of the group. I don't know if this episode felt super connected, but I also know that the B team was working on this episode, so I can feel that there was a little bit of novice writing for this particular episode, but at the same time, this is an episode that you can get away with, like, not having it be the best. This is kind of a transitory episode where it felt better than having a flashback episode, because so much of this was just Yuki reflecting on how much Mayu has changed, and it kind of does what a flashback episode does. We have a moment where we think about the way Mayu used to be and how far she's come, and how Yuki feels about that, with Yuki now having like a little bit more of a community and being okay with it. Overall, I feel like the episode did what it needed to do, and we're definitely saving up for the next episode, as the next episode seems to be going back to the A-Team, and it seems to be very dramatic. Upcoming. So this is going to be kind of a shorter one, kind of just knocked out what needed to be knocked out, but sort of made those milestones that we needed to make with these relationships, and we are just going to go all in the next episode. I'm very excited for it. I also am hoping that the next episode will potentially be a multi-parter, because it looks like we're going to have a bigger arc. Some of the observations about the next episode is that we don't see what character or creature is getting turned into a Galgoon. We don't really see any of the other team. We just see Friendy and we just see Satoru, so we don't really know where everybody else is. This might be a situation where Iroha ends up having to fight alone. I don't know. The next episode looks like it could be something. And so that's where we're going to leave off. I hope you guys have a great beginning to your fall. I also hope you guys like the new chibi. I am starting to add some emotions in, like boop, 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 and ha 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 ha. If you have any suggestions of any emotions you'd like to see on the chibi, let me know. I'll try to add some more to the pot. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have an amazing fall, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!